es la problema? ¿Qué es la problema? What is the problem? You just concentrate on problems, you're going to be a problem person. If you focus on the truth, you are going to be a very truth-filled, light-filled, love-filled person. We live in loving presence. Loving presence is all around us. And the gift of that loving presence is the presence, is the present. The gift of the loving presence is the present, this present moment. It's a present. It's a gift. And we don't have to worry anymore. And we don't have to be problem solvers anymore. We don't have to be earth dwellers anymore. We can live as divine beings in this world, not of this world. We can have high consciousness. We can have a heart that's filled with inspiration and a mind that's at peace while living in a very grounded and practical way on this planet. And what's so cool about that is that when you see someone, you don't see them as a problem person. You don't see them, good morning, Katrina. Good morning, Chris Nagy. You don't see them as a troubled individual, full of troubles. Because most people, all we do is talk about our troubles, right? and it's like a pig's tail, you know, it's curly, and then if you want to straighten up that pig's tail, as soon as you let go, it curls up. As soon as you solve a problem, so to speak, straighten it out, it curls back up again. This is a world of change. This is a world of problems. So when we can live in the loving presence, choose to live in the truth instead of the problems, then when we see someone, we can honestly feel the loving presence in them. We can give them the greatest gift that we could give them and see them. See them without problem. See them as not broken. See them as not filled with depression. See them as not, freaking out in anxiety, because, there really is that great term called a control freak. And when we forget the truth, we are all major control freaks. We freak out trying to control something that is curly. We straighten it out for just a tad bit, put our mind on another problem to solve. Well, that problem just goes back to being a problem because it's knitted into this universe, okay? It's knitted, it's part and parcel of this realm that we find ourselves living in right now. And moms and dads and friends and teachers and students and whatever is your outer role in life, we need to all remind ourselves of this now. We need to be our own brothers and sisters' keeper, but not forcing it down anyone's throat, because that never works, but being the change, which is the changelessness of the loving presence. To be the change is to be the changeless, is to tune in with the changeless. Good morning, Amy Wolf. Good morning, Lisa Clark. It is another bright day. It is another non-dualistic day in this realm of duality. It is another day to soar like a high eagle and not be looking down at your prey. Humans prey on each other. Oh, that's a P-R-E-Y, where it would be much better if we prayed for and with each other. P-R-A-Y, right? But we want to be an high eagle and just enjoy this gift of flight, this loving presence, and the present that comes from being in tune with the loving presence, which is more love, which is more awareness, which is more peace in our heart. So, ergo, this is why we have the love stream. So, ¿qué es la problema? What is the problem really? You don't need to go there, because then you're just going to be filled with problems. You're going to be a problem-solving person, right? You're going to do your best as a control freak to straighten up this so-called problem. Well, yeah, and then all of a sudden there's another problem, you let go of that and that problem reappears, I mean, there are a lot of people not feeling so good today. As Mark Twain said, Chaucer is dead, Homer is dead, and Shakespeare is dead, and I'm not feeling so good myself. Well, hey, maybe we can, yeah, maybe we can unable to keep you online for some reason. Oh, well, that's no fun. That's no fun. You have to come back and feel the presence with me. You have to come back and feel the presence with me, kids. I don't know why that is. I can see your streams, but see, we won't try to problem solve this. We'll be in the loving presence, and you come back and get the gift, the present of being in the loving presence later when you watch this love stream, okay? I know we humans are pretty impatient. If it doesn't happen for us right now, we say, the heck with that. Right? If it's not convenient for us, if it doesn't flow the way that we want to flow, I mean, we might be willing, and that's awesome, to partake in something really good for our soul. But the impatience can creep in, and all of a sudden, if it's not just perfect, if it's not lined up, if the stream doesn't, then we say we chuck it. We chuck it, Charlie. Right? Good morning, love and light. I'm not able. Oh, yeah. All right, Phil. It's all right. It's all right. We'll come back. There's love is even going to be more with you today when something goes haywire, which is the haywireness of this physical creation, because that is a guarantee. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Change is inevitable, and growth is optional. All right. So I'm banking that you all gonna come back and watch this stream and get even more blessings and more light filled, and really have it be the thing that's just perfect for this day. This perfect for this day. I'm banking on that. All right. And if it's helping you. Then share it around. Go ahead and share it around, because it might just be that little perk me up for somebody else who's problem solving today, who is saying, yes, there is a problem, when the universe is saying, que es la problema? What is the problem, dear? Really? Seriously? What is the problem that you're making up? I know we've created a delusion here that makes it look like there is really a struggle to survive. The survival of the fittest, so to speak. I know it looks really, really real, but if you could, put on your intuitive imagination and activate some faith and go ahead and start thinking we're more real than the problems, then you're going to see, que es la problema? There is no problem. Or what is the problem? There is no problem. All right? So loving presence is all around us. Loving presence is us. Loving presence is everyone. Loving presence is the present. Did I say that right? And everything. Loving presence is everything and everyone. When I smile, love smiles through me. When I cry, love weeps. And when I stumble, love is sure. And when I wake, love greets me. When I smile, love smiles through me. When I cry, love weeps. When I walk, love is walking me. And when I die, love is my life. When I die, love is my life. Oh, love and presence is all around me. Love and presence is our love boat. Love and presence is all around us. Love and presence is our love boat. So jump right on, let's sail away. 'Cause love and presence is our love boat. Let's sail away on our love boat. 'Cause love and presence is all around us. Let's sail away on our love boat. 'Cause love and presence love weeps. And when I stumble, love is sure. And when I wake, love greets me. When I smile, love smiles through me. When I cry, love weeps. And when I walk, love is walking me. And when I die, love is my life. And when I die, love is my life. Oh, love and presence is all around us. Love and presence is our love boat. So jump right on, let's sail away. 'Cause love and presence is our love boat. Oh, love and presence is all around us. Love and presence is our love boat. So jump right on, let's sail away. 'Cause love and presence is our love boat. Let's sail away on our love boat. Love and presence is all around us. Let's sail away on our love boat. 'Cause love and presence is all around us. When I smile, love smiles through me. When I cry, love weeps. And when I stumble, love is sure. And when I wake, love greets me. When I smile, love smiles through me. When I cry, love weeps. And when I walk, love is walking me. And when I die, love is my life. And when I die, love is my life. Oh, love and presence is all around us. Love and presence is our love boat. Love and presence is all around us. Love and presence is our love boat. So jump right on, let's sail away. 'Cause love and presence is our love boat. So jump right on, let's sail away. 'Cause love and presence is our love boat. Let's sail away on our love boat. Let's sail away on our love boat. Let's sail away on our love boat. 'Cause love and presence is all around us. ¿Qué es la problema? Anyway, loving presence is all around us. Jump right on this love boat. Let's sail away. Let's sail away. It's the fair ship of truth. Let's get all on board today. Let's wave goodbye to these shores of unfulfillment, from these shores of the nightmare, of the dream delusion, of the suffering, of the pain, of the disrespect, of the hatred, of the killings. Can we wave goodbye to those dreams and jump right on this loving presence boat, which is all around us right now, which is you and me right now? Can we fess up to that? Can we have the courage, to do the unspeakable, to caress the intangible, to be in love with the non-physical? Could we fess up to that that we have the courage to embrace the loving presence as a common affair, as an everyday standard way of life, of MO? Is this something possible, my dear children, of the infinite loving presence, huh? We are children of eternal lightning. I wouldn't want to mess with us. And if you mess with fire, you'll get burned by fire. Everything in this universe will conspire to support you when you remember the truth. When you can have the courage to at least attempt to tune in to the love and the presence that's with us now. It is a gift. The loving presence is a present. It is a gift, and it puts you in this present moment of unspeakable safety, where you are surrounded by an awareness and a consciousness that lifts your consciousness above the dream delusion and the nightmares and the suffering and the gun that may be pointed at you and the sickness that comes, or maybe a death of a beloved, of a loved one, right? Even when that's pointed at you, you still have this ultimate safety. You still can sail away on the love boat. You can still weep those tears, but it is love that's weeping those tears through you. You can still cry your heart out in grief, but it is love that's crying out in grief through you. You can stumble and fall and be so tired that you say, I give up, I can't get up anymore. I'm done trying to pick myself up. And then love will come to the rescue, and it will pick you up in her amazing grace. You see? Do you see how it's possible to live in this world but not of this world? Can you feel that in your core, in your heart of hearts, as we just enjoy this love stream, which I know now that some of you aren't able to connect to it. But when we can't connect, when the problem seems to be right in our face and we want to solve it immediately, or we get frustrated and impatient when we can't, so we just dump it and go to the next problem or whatever it is. Oh, watch this love stream. Watch this love stream and let it awaken your dream of truth, of your dream of saying goodbye to the shores of suffering, and keep your eye on the prize of the gift, the present of the presence right now. The present that is the presence right now, the gift, and in this present moment of the loving presence right now. So thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for being you. Thank you for not going too fast today. Thank you for enjoying the little things today and making sure you smell a flower if possible. Make sure, if you can, that you remember that when you smile, that is the beloved. When someone else smiles, that is the beloved. When someone else yells at you and is unkind to you, that is still the beloved. Even though it's part of this delusion, it just has a job to do because it's a school. And you are in reform school, you are in boarding school, to wake up that you are not a changing, fickle, mortal, suffering, dying person, right? Limited person who's failed, hasn't done what it came here to do, and feel unaccomplished and all those things. Or you have a big fat ego that you're just wearing on your sleeve because you think you're the doer. You can say adios to all that today and say hello. Hello, beloved, I'm so glad to see you, as you greet your true self, as you give yourself an intangible love hug, as you learn to love the non-physical more and more and more and much more than we are identified and attached to the physical world. Do you see how an inside job, and what an inside job this is? Isn't it a great story? Isn't it make for a great script and a great movie? A cosmic movie of hide and seek, right? Or smile, you're on cosmic candid camera, huh? Would you be able to recognize someone as the beloved today? Would you be the one that, without saying it in words to them, could you be silently loving them and seeing them for who they are? Because you really do score on that. When you love the one beloved in them, you get closer to the one beloved, which is the purpose of your existence, to merge back with that one beloved. But you also give that person the greatest gift. The only thing they are really seeking is to be heard, understood, and appreciated and loved. And to know that that is an unconditional thing. That is called a soul friend. That is called an unconditional friend. So could you, be able to play that intuitive game today? Would you mind if I stopped you just to tell you I love you? Would you mind if I stopped you just to tell you I love you? Yes, I do. I love you. Yes, I do. And I just can't stop loving you. No, I just can't stop loving you. No, I'll never stop loving you. No, I just can't stop loving you. Do you mind? 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 Some people, it's very hard to receive light. In the dark, you get comfortable with the dark. So even people who are truly radiating, you can tell the difference when someone's got strings attached to talking to you or looking at you. You can feel that. We all know what that's about. But listen, when it's a real deal and someone is really emitting some positive energy to you, can you now please know the difference and please receive it? And if the other is coming your way, to be more generative, meaning you generate the love, because if their heart is dark, they need the light. They need your love so bad. They really do, all right? So we have so much and so many opportunities to practice today, don't we? These little love games, these are our love games and our light games and our truth games. Would you mind if I stopped you just to tell you I love you? Would you mind if I stopped you just to tell you I love you? Yes, I do. I love you. Yes, I do. And I just can't stop loving you. And I just can't stop loving you. And I just can't stop loving you. And I'll never stop loving you. Do you mind? 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 Do you mind that I just can't stop loving you? Oh, I just can't stop loving you. Would you mind if I stopped you just to tell you I love you? Would you mind if I stopped you just to tell you I love you? Yes, I do. I love you. Yes, I do. And I just can't stop loving you. And I just can't stop loving you. And I'll never stop loving you. And I'll never stop much can you open up to today? How much can you enjoy the gift of this present moment of the loving presence? ¿Qué es la problema, really? Don't be a problem solver, my dear. Love will do that for you. The light is underneath the changes. Change is inevitable in this duality. Growth is optional. And we're wondering if there's an interest now. More of a burning zeal. More of a, wow, you know, I'm making my choice here. I'm making my stand. I'm making my soul stand. And I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose to see you. I am going to choose to feel your love. I am going to choose to love you. Loving presence. It's all around me. And we, my soul friends, are on the love boat. We are on the love boat in the ocean of loving presence. So let's sail away in our love boat, because loving presence is all around us. Problem solved!